Welcome back. I'm Rob Lang and this is my game Clomper. You live inside a mechanical ladybird called a Clomper, which you control by making pipes to power machines with steam. The outside world is a hellscape, which you explore from inside the Clomper, gathering resources and completing quests. That sounds like fun. Go wishlist on Steam. Don't ever look at yourself in the camera when you're sitting on a green throne. You just look ridiculous. Anyway, Clomper has turned 6 years old. Yes, on the 10th of August 2019 is when I did the first commit. Now, I didn't start making videos until November that year, but yeah, it feels like we've passed a big milestone. Now I've got to get used to saying I've been working on this for 6 long years. Since the last video, I've had 2 alpha tests. First one was with Big Rob and Evil Matt, and we went through all the mechanics of the game and they offered a little feedback, weird things that they found. Nothing enormous, in all fairness, no huge game breakers, so I was really glad with that. And then I gave the game to my son and his friend, and they really tried hard to break it, and they did find a few things that were a bit annoying, but yeah, I've got them fixed since, so thanks very much to all those people who have alpha tested so far. The alpha test has been mostly made up of people that I know, that I can prod. They get out of hand, they get unruly. That's absolutely not true. I'd have to have fingers that were like 8,000 miles long to be able to prod Evil Matt. I'm so close to 3,000 subs. If you're not subbed and you're following along, then please just hit a sub and a like. It would help hugely because my mind is boiling that I'm just about 14 away and have been for like months now. Thanks very much. The first issue that I tackled is what I like to call the escape bug. Now the escape bug, why does my face do that? The escape bug is a bug where if you hit escape, you'd go to the menu, pause menu, fine. And then if you hit escape again, it would quit. Now hitting escape twice isn't really a bug. That wasn't the underlying cause. The underlying cause was how I was using the Steam API. When you're doing multiplayer, you need to have a thing called a transport. Now you tend not to write the transport, someone else will give that to you. Unity has their own official one, which is the Unity Relay service, for which you have to pay for using their servers. For games hosted in Steam, you can use a Steam transport. Now Clomper is going to be hosted in Steam, so the Steam transports seem like the best way to go. However, there's no official Unity Steam transport. You have to kind of take an open source one and make it work for your own game, and that's what I got wrong. Steam was working, it just didn't have any events set up. It wouldn't be able to tell your game that it had connected. So Clomper thought that you hadn't connected, and when you hit escape the second time, it thought you just wanted to quit. There are certain things that I've just sort of lived with for a while, and the first one are particles. Everyone loves particles. So beforehand, when you created a pipe, it would sort of put a temporary one in that was see-through to show you where it was, and you could rotate it and make sure it was in the right place. But it was a bit rubbish, wasn't it? Now you get particles. You get some particles running over the pipes. You get this whipping particle that goes between your tool and the pipe that you're making. And then when you place the pipe down, you get a sploosh. If you look carefully, you can see that the particles run around over the surface of the pipe. Well, to do that, I use something called SDF. Now, SDFs are not hard to use, but they are outside the general realm of this video. So if you're really keen on knowing how, pop over to the Discord and I'll tell you. A thing that has been bothering me for some time is that you could only grind one thing at a time, and that's not too much of a problem if you only have 2. But what if you have a lot of scrap? Well, now the grinder will grind as many things as you can throw at it, which is particularly useful if you accidentally drive into a wall and then you have a lot of broken pipes that you then need to recycle using the grinder. But be careful what you throw in there because you might break it. At the end of devlog 74, I showed you a sneak peek of the tea drinking animation, but there wasn't any tea, exactly. Well, there is now. Once the tea boiler has finished its magical brew, you can now wander up and your tool turns into a teacup. And then, at the press of a button, it pours delicious tea that you then drink. Delicious. It does actually look rancid. Don't ever drink tea that looks like that. Especially if it's a British person that's made it for you, because they might want you dead. Did I need to do that? No. Is it fun? Yes. So, it's staying in. I also fixed a whole bunch of other boring little bugs and added little features in that you don't really see when you're playing it yourself. You need someone to play test it. And in this case, it was my son's friend that rightly pointed out that you could only rotate pipes in one direction. Well, now you can rotate them in the other direction too. Lots of little things like that come out through playtesting. Well worth it. Imagine it. You've just spent 2 hours building pipes, collecting scrap, navigating across a hellscape that is trying to kill you, and you finally got to the quest location and you're about to drop the big boiler off at its quest location and it falls down and you feel so proud of yourself, and then nothing happens whatsoever. No, just disappears. That's your reward for all of that work. Just disappears. I can't possibly let this game go out like that. So fine, that's one thing I need to fix. And there are some other smaller things, such as you don't know how many fire sprites are actually in the boiler. You can figure it out because it will only turn the handle as much as there are fire sprites, but yeah, you don't actually know how many's in there. So it needs another dial, which is great because I love adding dials on things. A beta is where I get fine people such as you to have a go at the game. You know, you get it for free. It won't be everything that the game will be in the end, but it'll be a lot of stuff. And then I'll ask you questions about what you like, what you don't like. But I need to be prepared for that. I've already made a hidden channel on the Discord for feedback. In Google Forms, I've made a feedback form so you can add bugs or features or thoughts, or just proclamations of undying love. I need some kind of tutorial. Eventually there will be one in the game, but that's far too much work. So either I'm going to make a video, which probably will work, or maybe a web page somewhere where you can go and have a look at some instructions. Now, what do you prefer? Would you prefer a video tutorial, or would you prefer some web page instructions like a wiki or something? Let me know down in the comments. That'd be really handy, thank you. I'll be making a video when I'm ready to accept people into the beta, so just keep watching the channel or watching the Discord and I'll let everyone know. It'll be free, so you won't have to pay anything for it, but it won't be the whole game because I've not finished it yet. And if the demo's already out, then you're a bit late, but your feedback and thoughts are welcome nonetheless. There is one thing I'm not sure about. I was watching a video by the doc. You know, the doc, this fella.
Best way to make the game good, put it on Itch for free, allow as many people as possible to play it, put it into these kind of jams like Feedback Quest and stuff like that.
He's got a point. Lots of games that I really admire started out on Itch and then they put their demo up on Steam once I had enough player feedback. It is a good idea. I've not really thought about it. What do you think? Do you think I should run the beta through Itch and then put it over onto Steam? The downside of putting Clomper on Itch is that it would be single player only. Please do let me know down in the comments what you think. I know I've probably come across as quite excited in this video, and that's because I am quite excited. The list of things is getting quite small, the game is looking great, and it is playing really well. But I'm getting to the point where I'm confident that people could play it and it wouldn't just fall over. If this seems like the sort of thing you'd be up for, pop over to Steam and give a wish list. If you want to know more, then hit subscribe because I'm going to be doing more of these videos. Not the last one. I'm not done. You're not free of this. This isn't over. This is not the end. Drop a like and a subscribe. I've just laughed most of the way through recording this. I will see you in the next one. Until then, bye bye. And I need some prepare. And I need some prepare. There are some more small. There are some. I recently discovered that I could do the Bane voice half well, and ever since then I've had trouble not switching into it. It's because I come from the same place as Tom Hardy. And I can also do a Matt Berry stroke Gandalf impression. It just turns into Bane. Oh, you have improvements coming. Your ladybird is really very large and clumping.